Hey guys, YouTube seemed to work really well last week for your math, so I think we're going to try it for reading and math this week. Um, if it doesn't work, if it starts not to be working so well, then we'll try something else, but it's just going to take some time. We're going to work together, but we just need to be patient, okay? Just always remember, you can email me. It pops up on my phone right away, so I'll be able to email you back and we can communicate through that for right now. But just remember, I'm here to help. Okay, so in this video, we're going to go over your assignments for this week. Remember, your assignments are due on Sunday, except for the ones that you turn in. Of course, those will be due on Friday when your parents come and pick them up. But like your IXL assignment will be due on Sunday. All right, does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay, so this week it's all about the story called 11. Now we're going to start reading our stories more in our books to get back to that sense of normal as best as we can. Obviously, it's not going to be exactly like we used to, but we're trying to get there, okay? All right, so this story is called 11. It's a short story by Sandra Cisneros, I believe. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce her last name, but anyway, you're going to read that story first, okay? It's about, I think, 4 pages long. It's not too bad. It's actually a pretty interesting story. I think a lot of you will be able to relate to it in one way or another. But after you read that story, you're going to do the questions on page 238, 1 through 7, and page 239, 1 through 4 at the top of the page. I'll show you that here in a little bit, but that's what you're going to do. Then you're going to complete the questions 1 through 12 on the test, like we usually take this thing. But it's not going to count as a test. I don't want you to freak out. It's just about homework. We're going to go over the questions together in this video. I won't give you all the answers. I probably won't even give you 1 or 2, but we're just going to go over them, explain the things that we haven't talked about in a while, or that we haven't talked about in general. All right, so once you're done with that test, then you're going to go to IXL. You're going to do C2. I printed out an example sheet and sent it to you, so we'll go over that as well. And then lastly, you have a spelling book chapter due this week, chapter 20. We'll go over that too. So those are your assignments this week. Now let's dive into them. So 11 is it's a really short story about this girl who's turning 11. She's kind of struggling with it. She doesn't really feel like she's 11 until she's almost 12, and I'm sure most of you guys feel the same way. I know when I just have a birthday, and the next day someone says, "Happy birthday, how old are you?" I never say the right age. I say the age that I turned last year, if that makes sense. So she kind of struggles through that. This story also talks a lot about tone. Remember, tone is where the feeling that you get that the author is trying to make you feel. So maybe the author is using really harsh words, really mean words. Then you get kind of that negative feeling. So the tone would be a negative tone, right? Or if the author is using really happy, positive words, then you get, that positive tone, that positive feeling. So that's the kind of tone that we're talking about. Now, this story, it's not really a happy tone. It's kind of a sad tone, to be honest, but don't let that scare you away from reading it, okay? It's actually really good. So that's what we're going to be working with. Some of your questions at the end of the reading are about tone. Your IXL assignment is about tone. So you're going to be feeling really familiar with that by the end of this assignment. All right, so I'm not going to read it to you because it's 5 pages long, and you guys don't need to listen to my voice for that long. I know you can read it by yourself, so let me just go to the questions real quick. There are a few vocabulary words, so make sure you look at the definitions when you're reading through them. Here are the vocab words up here. It's rattle, raggedy, alley, and invisible. So make sure you read through those. Remember, those are on your test. Remember, it's not a test, though. It's just homework, but we still want to look at them. So you're going to do these 7 questions after you finish reading. They talk about what you think the author why you think the author chose certain words to convey a meaning. It talks about a simile. It even tells you what a simile is if you forgot. How nice. Number 3, explain how Rachel's inability to speak up to Mrs. Price, her teacher, contributes to how she feels about turning 11. So does she feel the same? Does she feel a little bit different? Okay, number 4, what are the consequences of Rachel's being unable to speak up to Mrs. Price? So what happens because she's not able to tell Mrs. Price what she's thinking? Number 5, what do Rachel's words about Phyllis and Sylvia reveal about her character? Those are 2 of her classmates. Are Rachel's comments justified? So are Rachel's comments okay? Should she have said that? Or is she completely wrong? That's what justified mean. Is she right or is she wrong? Number 6, how would you describe the tone at the end of the story? So remember, tone is what kind of feeling you get. So maybe the story ends really happy, so you're going to have a happy tone. Maybe it ends really sad, so you're going to have a sad tone. What techniques does the author use to convey this tone? So maybe she uses different metaphors or a simile, or maybe she just does a really good job of painting a picture in your head. That could be it as well. And number 7, how would you describe the author's style? Describe some of the aspects that convey the author's style. So is it kind of a formal style? Does she go by the book? She doesn't stray away? Or is it more kind of like a casual? She just kind of writes what she wants to. There's really no rhyme or reason for it. It's just kind of about her life, whatever she wants to talk about. All right, and then you're going to do these questions on the next page, 1 through 4. Use what you know about the vocabulary words to answer the question. So here's your 4 words. You're going to answer these questions. Remember, complete sentences let's read them real quick. Number 1, which vocabulary word goes with narrow? So you're going to pick which one. Maybe it's, I'll just give you the answer. Maybe it's alley. So you're going to say alley, comma, an alley is usually narrow, cramped, and hard to pass through, something like that. So not really complete sentences, but kind of. Just make sure you put the Y, guys. Some of us forget to put the Y, and then we miss points. So those are all the questions you're going to do. You're not going to answer these questions down at the bottom. You're just going to do this page and these, okay? And then when you're done, you're going to write them on a piece of paper, and you're going to put them somewhere safe so your parents can bring them back on Friday. All right, when you're done with that, you are going to answer these questions. I'll read through them really quickly, so that way I don't take up too much of your time, but here we go. All right, 11, number 1, what does the title of the story mean? Well, I think you guys can figure that one out. Number 2, according to Rachel, when do you feel smart 11? So this is towards the beginning of the story. We kind of talked about it too. When do you actually feel like you're 11 years old? Number 3, Mrs. Price asked about the red sweater because, so her teacher brings up the red sweater because what does she want to know? 4, what does Rachel want to do with the sweater? 5, Rachel starts to cry because, why does she start to cry? This is kind of towards the middle of the story, kind of the end as well. Number 6, at the end of the story, Rachel feels, how does she feel at the end? So that's going to go back to, I believe, question number 6, where it describes the tone. And now we're into the vocabulary. So use your book, guys. Go back to those words and those definitions if you don't remember, okay? Use your resources. Since this is such an odd time, we're going to encourage that. So number 7, a raggedy shirt is, so you're going to figure out what that is. Number 8, an alley is, we already kind of talked about that one. Number 9, to rattle is to do what? And number 10, something is invisible if. I think you guys should probably know most of these actually already, since you guys are so dang smart. Number 11. Remember 11 and 12, how many sentences are you going to write for each? 2 sentences that are at a 6th grade level. All right. So number 11, when and why does Rachel say she wants to be invisible? So you might have to go back through. Tell me what happens when she says she wants to be invisible. Is it the part where Mrs. Price gives her the red sweater, even though it's not hers. Is it the part where she talks to her classmates? So, 2 sentences. 12. Why does Rachel say, "Only it's too late," after describing her birthday party? So, if you have questions on these, email me. I will be glad to help you. Okay, when you're done with that, put that with your questions, these questions that you wrote on that piece of paper, because you're going to be turning that in on Friday with your parents as well. Okay, when you're done with that, you're going to go to IXL C2, compare passages for tone. Now, I printed out this example sheet like I sent you last week. This will be in your packet, so don't worry about trying to read the whole thing right now. These ones, I think, are going to be a little easier. So select the passage that has a more threatening tone. So threatening. You're going to read both of these passages. Here's the first one, and here's the second one. You're going to read both of them. Now, you might have to look up the words. If you don't know what threatening means, look it up. Threatening means frightening, so you're scared. So the first one uses harsh, mean, cruel, and detailed words, which paint a threatening picture in your mind. So really try to get that picture in your head. Do you see something dark and scary, or do you see something light and happy? That will help you a lot on these, okay? Tranquil. I just put a few different ones on here just to kind of give a few examples. So tranquil. If you didn't know what tranquil means, look it up. It means calm. You're relaxed. So it happens to be the first one in here. The first one uses calm, easy words and phrases and creates a relaxing picture in your mind. So it uses words like smooth beach and calm September afternoon and slight haze. You get a really pretty picture. You're relaxed, you're calm, you're not stressed. Where this one, it's kind of, it's not calm by any means. So, first one. And unsettled, if you don't know what unsettled is, look it up. It means nervous, not sure what to do. So in this one, the first one uses nervous, shy words and phrases which paint a picture of someone not understanding or knowing what to do. So it talks about Rose was disturbed by the different thoughts. She was shuddering at them all. She passed a sleepless and anxious night. So she's just really not sure what to do. So we know that it's the first one, okay? So these ones aren't too bad. Make sure if you don't know the words, look them up. That'll help you a lot. Don't guess, guys. Okay, you're already on the computer. Open up another tab and search. What is the definition of threatening, okay? All right, if you have questions, email me again. And last but not least for this week, you're going to complete your spelling book, chapter 20, pages 148 through 153. Let me grab it here real quick. You should have all got your spelling book when your parents picked up all of your books. But if you didn't, let me know. So, chapter 20, you're going to do, the regular the definitions ones. Then you're going to do the matching words with definitions. Then you're going to come over here. You're going to do all of them that we normally do, okay? Now, when it comes time to turn it in, I know you see some of the answers. It's okay. It's fine. Don't freak out, okay? But when it comes time to turn this in, you're going to tear out pages, the first 4 pages, actually. No, we don't have to worry about this one. So you're going to tear out all of the pages that you did, so all of chapter 20, and you're going to put them with your test, with your questions from the story, and you're going to give them to your parents to bring them on Friday when they pick up your new packet, okay? So I know that was kind of quick, but hopefully that made sense of what we're doing this week. Again, if you have any questions, guys, email me. I see it right away, within the hour at least. So email me. I'll help you as best as you can. I know this is weird and strange, and it can be so frustrating, but we're here to help. Just got to remember that you have to reach out to us because we don't always know when you're struggling, all right? So keep in touch. I hope you're all staying healthy. You're all having fun with your families, but I also hope you're learning a bit too, all right? We will talk to you next week.